Good day everyone, welcome to the next installment where you'll be joining us on a translocation of giraffe from a private reserve in central Namibia to a communal conservancy in northwest Namibia. This is a partnership between Ultimate Safaris' Conservation Travel Foundation, the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, and then of course the local community in the Giraffe Conservancy. It's going to be a fantastic journey as we join the game capture team that's behind me. We have a helicopter that's flying around us looking for the giraffe at the moment. And you're going to join us as we translocate these giraffe from their current home to a new home. And what's really great about it is it's a really successful conservation story where we are relocating giraffe to communal land to bolster the population there. And it just really shows Namibia's forward thinking in trying to conserve wildlife in those rural areas. And it's going to be a story that's going to last a lifetime. And you are going to be a part of that with us. We are joined by Dr. Julian Fennessy of the Giraffe Conservation Foundation. Morning, Doc.
G'day, Jace. How's it going?
Good and you, man. Yeah. Awesome. Nice blue skies.
No, it's a great day to get out here and do some exciting work.
Julian, do you just want to tell us a bit what we sort of have installed for the next couple of days, sort of the outline of the operation, the steps that are going involved, and then just the sort of the impact that this is going to have on giraffe conservation and the communal conservancies?
So we're out here on a private reserve in Namibia. Looking at it, we're about to increase the range here in Namibia by almost 1.5 million acres. So giraffe historically occurred across the whole of Namibia, and unfortunately they went locally extinct in areas. So we're going to pick up some giraffe here, we're going to move them out there, and the value is amazing. It's not just increasing the range of giraffe, but what we're also doing is increasing ecotourism opportunities, working with local community conservancies, bringing back their giraffe, and it's a win-win for everyone. It's fascinating. If you look on TV around the world, conservation is about, sort of a glamorous thing. Behind the scenes, there is so much work that's being done. Ourselves working with Ultimate Safaris, working with the Community Conservancy, in particular Doranawas in this situation. We've got Dupree Wild, and we've got private sector, and importantly, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. And so we've all come together, we've discussed what's the plan of where to translocate giraffe back into. We're just lucky we get to do the sexy end of it and go capture a few, bring them back, and we'll do the monitoring and make sure they're happy. And in the future, hopefully we'll bring more giraffe back. But it's truly a collaborative effort. And conservation is all about bringing people together for the ultimate goal of, for us, saving giraffe in the wild.
Maybe just outline the steps that we're going to be taking with the capture and the release, sort of what we can expect from the next couple of days.
So the next couple of days, the first thing is important is that the helicopter pilot, who's also the head of the capture team, he'll go out there, he'll fly around the area, find the best place where there's a sort of cumulative number of giraffe. Then the team builds a boma, and this is a phenomenal team. In about 5 hours, they put a massive 350-meter boma on both sides, and that's where the giraffe are going to run into with a helicopter behind. It's called mass capture, and it pushes these giraffe into this big boma, and as they start coming down it, curtains pull and they keep going further and further down until they get into the capture truck. So we're going to be traveling here about 350 kilometers to Doranawas Conservancy, and then they're going to be released into one of the most amazing landscapes. And we've had a good look. You and I have been out there. We've talked with other partners. There's great food, and they're going to start a new population that's really helping to save giraffe in the wild.
This is going to be really, really exciting. It's something I've never done before, actually. So I'm looking forward to it.
HO will dart it with an opioid, a drug.
Synthetic opioid, very dangerous to humans as well. So don't try and dart, touch a dart or anything that's... Use a much lower dose in the boma than we normally do, because the giraffe is basically confined in the plastic. So it might take a bit longer to take effect, but hopefully she'll stand there with the dart in until she gets affected. And then we'll end up pulling her down with the ropes like we normally do anyway.
I've just returned from a flight with Dirk. He's dropped me off. He's now in the sort of final stages of herding the giraffe. He's up in the air. We've got 5 giraffe that he's looking at. One might be slightly big, so we might separate them in the boma. But it was really, really exciting just to see how he works, how he moved through the air, separated the giraffe, chose the ones that he was. And you can hear him, he's buzzing around. So he's bringing them into the boma, so let's get to the next part of it. And here you can see them coming. There goes the second gate, it's closing. And you can see them coming through the bushes now. Looks like we've got another 4 or 5. And we're going to be trying to dart one of these females. Okay, so obviously they're a bit hesitant. So guys, right now we're just letting the giraffe calm down. Once it's calm, HO is going to put a dart in it, which is a very strong drug. So you can see him, he's trying to just let the animal calm down. Once he has a good shot, he'll then find a position. And okay, so obviously he just has to wait for the giraffe to get into a good position, and then he'll take a shot once it's ready, and then the drug will take effect, and once it takes effect, and there goes, darts in. What we're waiting for is we're waiting for the drug to take effect. The giraffe will start getting a bit dizzy, it'll start losing its footing. And once that drug starts taking effect and it starts like limping, Julian and Ramonzo are going to go into the boma and are going to rope its legs and sort of trip it up so it falls down. And when in all the times that we've done this, the fall is actually very gentle.
We just hold it, hold it. Okay, now let's hold it tight. Let's hold it tight. Okay, let it go. I'll come with you, Ramonzo. Okay, hold it. Yeah, just hold on. Just hold it. Just hold it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Not tight. Not tight. Let's let it go, and we'll just walk with it. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm fine. We're just getting a little work. Ramon. Wait.
The giraffe goes down. Then what happens is the giraffe will be laying down. Someone will jump on its neck. And once somebody's on its neck, HO the vet will then give a reversal drug, which then reverses all the drugs, and the giraffe is actually fully awake when this whole operation is happening. So its eye sockets are here. This is the ossicone where the unit is going to be put in it.
Okay, hold the giraffe. We're taking off
Pass up, pass up, pass up. Okay, so they're just taking a DNA sample now. So a little piece of the skin is cut out of the ear. And with that, they use that for genetics, sort of a broader study throughout Namibia and throughout Africa. Because somebody's sitting on the neck, they can't get up. Then they're going to start the process of putting the satellite GPS collar on it, and then just checking the overall health of the giraffe. And here you can see the soft lips of the giraffe and the teeth. And it's this really, really soft fur. So now the first guy is getting off the giraffe. There's one guy left on the neck. He's going to jump off and then get out of the way, and then the giraffe is going to stand up almost like a horse. Ah, there we go. Beautiful girl.
In the Burma situation, I use a much lower dose than I would use in the field. Probably half or 2/3 of what I would use on the same giraffe in the field.
Okay.
It's because in the Burma, it doesn't matter if it takes 10 minutes for it to take.
Because it's not running away and we don't have to chase it.
You have to keep in good terrain, so we try and get it done by 3 to 5 minutes. You know, Jan Olofse sort of started the high-dose opioid giraffe capture, but I think Pete Morkel is a guy that probably put in, of all the people I know, the most effort into really fine-tuning techniques on the ground, roping, handling, blindfolding. He's very innovative. Also with the Burma capture, that's a technique that's actually also been developed by Jan Olofse, but specifically for giraffe with the higher curtains, the narrow passage, to clear game. They're one of the most experienced game capture teams in Namibia, and they've really perfected that technique. So it's a team effort. Without the peer game, bringing them into the Burma, we would have to do a one-by-one darting.
Came and did everything run smoothly? I mean, what are you guys' feels?
Awesome. It was really smoothly. They came through quickly, and the team from Dupree Wells are just awesome. They just know what they're doing.
Yep.
They split the giraffe. They put 3 straight into the truck and left 1 behind for us to put the unit on. HO, Vet Supreme. Awesome close shot in the Boma. And and everything went really, really well. So this is how you hope that things work.
Yeah, all went smoothly, and the fitting of the collar and that sort of thing, that all worked. And
yeah, I know the giraffe went obviously into the corner. We pulled her out a little bit. She went down. Yeah, I know, but putting it on was really quick and smooth, and it's great having a little team of folks around you who've done it once or twice before. But yeah, no, as far as I could see, and then HO helped us. We pulled her out, and she got straight up and straight into the truck. So we take as much information as possible as we can, but in this situation we want to get it up quickly, but we've got tail samples to understand, its diet, what it's been eating, and then in future if we bring it down again, we'll be able to test it again, looking at isotopes, some clever guys in labs doing that. The GPS satellite unit will help us monitor once we take it to Damaraland for the next couple of years. But the ossicone units are really interesting. So we trialled the first ever GPS satellite units on giraffe in the early 2000s in Northwest.
Yep.
And over the years we've done lots of R&D on it, worked with different companies, and we're down to this tiny unit now, and I think it's much better for the giraffe, it's much better quality, and we'll continue. If we can get something that's really tiny in future, that would be awesome. But you know, it's all about looking at the next technology that's going to help us better understand and save giraffe. That's the most important thing.
So we put this tracking unit on.
Yeah.
So this is now one of, I think, 150 we have in 8 African countries at the moment. So it's an Africa-wide initiative. We call it Twigger Tracker.
Yeah.
Twigger is Swahili for giraffe. And we follow all this giraffe, 150 giraffe, remotely. We can sit in our office in Windhoek, or we have a postdoc in America with the Smithsonian Institute. He can sit there and get all the data, and we can learn so much more about giraffe. We can learn how do they use their habitat, how do they move. Some of them, when we have a few collared in one population, do they get together? And it just gives us a lot of information that is really important to save giraffe, because there's so little known. We just don't know how much a giraffe moves, how big is their home range, and all these questions. And it really helps us to save giraffe in Africa. So this one that we just tagged is just one of a bigger program, a continent-wide effort that really helps us to save giraffe. So it's not something we do just for laugh and giggles, so it's an important conservation measure.
These all things are really interesting for people to do, but the follow-up is critical.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, you know, if we've chatted, and Ultimate Safaris and Giraffe Conservation Foundation will be in the field for the next couple of years as a minimum. But monitoring them, where they're going, we'll bring more giraffe, and we'll keep monitoring them forevermore. I mean, that's what it's about. It's not a short-term thing, it's a long-term, and the success will, I think, be there, and we'll be able to tell the world that everything's going in the right direction. Today we had guys from the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism here who'd never done this ever before.
Yeah.
And we got them, they were the guys sitting on the neck of the giraffe.
Yeah.
And it's part of a training capacity building. That's what we're about. You know, in future, you know, don't need Giraffe Conservation Foundation if there's governments and other partners across the continent who can do this work.
Exactly.
So we're happy to be able to support this, you know, skills development.
Yeah.
And, you know, the guys on the neck, Bole and Oiva, I mean, they were so excited and listen, and, you know, working together, we can do so much more.
Hold it. Okay, now let's hold it tight. Let's hold it tight. Okay, let it go. I'll come with you, Ramonzo. Okay, hold it. Yep, just hold on. Just hold it, just hold it.
So we've got 14 giraffe that are going to be driving past us. Absolutely amazing to be a part of this sort of project and see these giraffes start their journey from private land to communal conservancy land is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's always exciting, especially these sort of projects where it's a real worthwhile translocation. There are too many giraffe on some of the farms. They're fenced in, so it's enclosed areas that can only take so many animals. And they overutilize some of the trees, even though there's lots of vegetation here, lots of trees. From a management point of view, the giraffe have to be reduced in numbers.
Yeah.
And it's great to take them back to areas that used to have lots of giraffes and that can accommodate more.
In about 2 minutes time, we are going to have 14 giraffe drive past us in a massive truck on their way to their new home, the Giraffe Conservancy, where they are going to help and aid the current giraffe population there, all in the name of giraffe conservation, not only in Namibia, not only in Africa, but around the world. This story that we are talking about right now, that we are witnessing, that we are a part of, is something phenomenal. And here is the moment, everyone. The day that the giraffe find their new home in the Giraffe Conservancy. All 14 of them on their way to their new home. The gates are open. Oh, there goes the first one. 2, 3, 4. Look at that, absolutely stunning. What a beautiful sight. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 of them running. We still have another 7 in the truck that need to come out. Okay, there's some movement in the truck now, and here comes the next lot. There's the big boy, 2 boys. And look where we are. We have Bruntberg in the background.
Biggest mountain in Namibia. We've just helped augment, repopulate in 1 million acres of Giraffe Conservancy.
Really cool, and I mean they're going to be troopers for the population out here, and it's just absolutely fantastic to see.
Absolutely. It was so great also to have a couple of the conservancy guys here, Gerson, the chairman of the conservancy, and see their smiles. I mean, there was, he brought his wife.
That's what conservation is all about. I mean, you guys partner with a whole bunch of people, but to have community buy-in is really important. And it's obviously the hard work you guys put in to get that all in place.
I mean, we've been working in northwest Namibia since the late 90s. So to keep working in such an amazing landscape, bring giraffe back where they were historically went missing, I mean, what better feeling can you have? And, you know, working with, as you say, amazing partners. That's what it's about.
I'm here with Gerson, who's the chairperson of the Giraffe Conservancy, a community member here in the area. Gerson, welcome.
Thank you.
And it's an absolute privilege to have you here. You're one of our joint venture partners here in Giraffe Conservancy. We're in the process of setting up a camp. What did you think about this afternoon, the giraffe being released here on your conservancy?
No, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's very happy about that. So because that giraffes belongs to us, to Giraffe Conservancy committee members, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a really good working relationship so far. And you know, you coming together with the conservancy, getting their permission for us to be a part of this is really, really something amazing. So I'd like to thank you for that, because Gerson, Giraffe Conservancy involvement is very, very important, not only to us, but to you, to the community, to the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, and of course, Giraffe Conservation Foundation. So we've just released 14 giraffe here, Gerson.
He's 14, I counted.
Yeah, 12 females and 2 males, you know, so at least then we're hoping that the population will grow.
I think the same, yeah. Really, I believe he must grow it. And when I grow, we can look behind him, and our camp customers stand up and work in this area, look behind the giraffes, and we can try to do our best to keep him safe.
Yeah, so you bring up something very important there. It is now up to you as the Conservancy and us as your joint venture partner. We are going to be monitoring and looking after these giraffe, you know, as a partnership. And it's really, really good to hear you say that you're going to put your game guards on the back of the giraffe to make sure they survive.
Yeah.
So, Gerson, maybe you can just tell me, why is conservation important to the Conservancy and to the community here?
Oh, very important, because we belongs from the profit income from the Conservancy, and all the things is very important for us, because our benefits is coming from that.
Yeah. So obviously we're all going through a tough time now with the coronavirus, and there've been no tourism. So obviously that's going to be really hard on you guys.
Yeah.
But obviously we're all staying positive that it's going to bounce back.
So I'm happy about that. So because when the tourists come in and the lot is having the customers, so we can make a business. The conservancy can get something from that, and then the community must have a benefit, and we can feed our community people for the benefit what we give it, what we're having from the lodges.
Yeah, so you mentioned something very important there, is that all the income that you get from these lodges benefit the local community.
Yes.
And that is very important, because if they benefit from conservation, they in turn will look after wildlife.
It's why I'm very serious about this. The giraffes, look behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we on tour of the giraffe, we've got a little satellite collar. So we'll be able to monitor them and see where they move, where they go and drink at night. So it's going to be something very interesting to see. And then when we bring tourists back to this beautiful area, we can then go show them the Doornhaus Conservancy giraffe and talk about this amazing project that we've just been a part of.
Correct. Yeah, Doornhaus is a beautiful area.
Very, very beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Everyone can come and see what's going on here. It's very beautiful, nice area.
You guys do have a stunning area. Gerson, thank you for your kind words.